Welcome back. Tonight we're live on The Point of View. My guest is MP for Bongo, who is in the person of Charles Bauer. Is Dua, not Dua, Dua. And he's a lawyer himself, and he's talking to us about some of the big cases. We started off with the CJ matter, spoke to Martin Pebu. Now, let's turn our attention to Chairman Wontumi. Chairman Wontumi has been in the news for a number of reasons. So, a few days ago, a team from the security agencies tried to go and arrest him in his house. Somehow, they botched that attempt. People had massed up there, but for some reason, they decided not to arrest him. And then he was invited to the police CID, which invitation he honored. Now, let me just play a quick audio or video of what he said to the media about that CID interaction.
Me lance sa a lease at the chair woman said menye illegal mining. Now say menye galamse and me de me lances no at the chair woman ama omu hunu ye. The tosu bio almost aka say me ye adwuma ewo forest. And also me catch from say enye me a me nkonko ye adwuma ewo forest biya mu. The
Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP also refutes claims that he received any improper payments from Cocoa Board following media reports that his construction firm Hallmark Civil Engineering received about 50 million cedis.
Anya no credit sama je Cocoa Board fosika. Obia no sawo ko no wakwakoye roader anya ban na mauska. Aya wo mum na odi usika ebeko contractor no una odu usika beko na odi akwakoye road ubia na highways for the Cocoa Board for no omo do mu engineers aba.
So that was after the CID conversation, which he explained had to do with allegations of some mining matters. Now, on his way back to where he was supposed to go to from here, a team from Yoko then arrested him, leading to very, very interesting scenes at Yoko the same night. I wanted to show you some of the Yoko footages, which included supporters massing up there. At some point, military men had to be sent there to try and bring calm. A news reporter was attacked by some supporters of Wontumi for something he said. This was quite tense. Charles, our Charles, not you, the Charles. we also have a Charles. Our reporter Charles spent almost the whole night there. Umaru Sanda as well was there. This was quite a tense scene because Yoko had grabbed him. So first, I want to clarify from the MP here. It seems as if this is some way. First, you go to the man's house to try and arrest him, and for some reason you are not able to do that. Then you invite him to the police and he shows up. You finish talking to him, he's going home, and then you go and catch him again and send him to Yoko. It's like a scene 3 of one movie. What's going on? You are in Parliament. You understand this. What's your understanding of why the man is being taken through all these installments of questioning and attempts to arrest and all that?
Bernard, let me say that for me, like I have been in this legal practice for many years. What has happened is not new.
Okay.
I mean, the initial decision by the security agencies was to arrest Chairman Wontumi from his house.
Okay.
Now, they got there to arrest him. For some reason, the situation was not convenient for an arrest because, some persons, apparently supporters of Chairman Wontumi, had gathered around and made it difficult for them to effect an arrest. So they decided to leave. He was invited to come to police CID. He honored the invitation, which is fine. And I think he should be commended for that. He comes, and then he is interrogated. My understanding is that this aspect of the interrogation was on the issues relating to illegal mining, mining and polluting water bodies, mining and the forest reserve, and related matters.
Okay.
So the CID invitation was in respect of these things. You can, mining illegally is a very serious offense under our law. In fact, very recently, I think 2022, the punishment for it had been increased to up to 15 to 25 years. So that is a very serious offense. And after he had been interrogated, he was released by the CID. They have finished their part of it. Then another state institution the Iyoko, which also needed him. So you should have a distinction between the CID and then the Iyoko, who also needed him, then also pick him up. For other matters concerning the payment of monies to him, you will see that that aspect of it is an alleged economic crime, which is alleged to have been committed. And I say alleged because, you know, before a man is proven guilty under our law, he is assumed to be innocent. So it is this aspect of it that the Iyoko, I'm informed, invited him. He's been interrogated. The practice is to release the person on bail. He has been released on bail on terms, the terms of which I think he's now trying to meet. So it's not the case that he has been refused bail.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that they would have refused bail. Otherwise, they will have to go to court with him tomorrow. You understand? But
so he's been granted bail, but he's not been able to
execute
the reason we've not been able to bring his lawyer into the studio is partly because of this matter. That from the last time we spoke to our reporter at the Iyoko, they are still in there.
Exactly.
Trying to organize the things around the bill.
Yes,
and therefore he's unable
to meet the conditions.
Yes.
And that's where, you know, I agree with my learned friend Martin when he talked about the processes surrounding bail. I am not sure that Wontumi, as we know him, is incapable of owning property worth 50 million.
He can.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
You understand? So executing or satisfy a bail condition for 50 million should not be a problem. But, you know, the processes are quite different. And I'm sure that is why he's trying to clear, you know, and get out. So these are the distinctions.
Some people...
And let me say, Martin,
okay,
before you go, that, look, arresting people over Galamsey and all, it's not new. My constituents, you know, who leave Bongo, they go to Western region and other parts, you know, to get their daily bread, have been arrested. Some have been brought to Accra, were arrested in Western region, brought to Accra. I am moving with lawyers from police station to police station, court to court, trying to get bail for them. Some of them get bails, but the conditions are such that they cannot meet because they are with justification. So it's a daily occurrence in our court. So what is happening to Wontumi is nothing new and should not be politicized as if he was being targeted by some political party or by government. Some people complain about
the way he was arrested or the way Iyoko picked him up. Indeed, the MPP executives we spoke to yesterday, Abuachi, Titus Glover, some describe it as a Rambo style. Rambo style. I don't know what you have to say about that.
I don't know what is meant by Rambo style. I haven't seen the videos how he was picked up, but I believe that he was put in a vehicle and driven to Iyoko. I don't know what is Rambo about.
Why wasn't? Why couldn't Iyoko just invite him like they did, like the CID did?
No, I mean, if you have the person before you, why?
The man had just finished going through interrogation at CID.
Yes, and nothing stopped
and he showed up on his own volition.
Exactly.
So why didn't they say, hey, by the way, Iyoko also needs to come?
Yeah, but
why did they have to go and pick him up?
No, what is wrong with picking him up?
I'm just asking.
There's also nothing wrong with picking him up, so it's a choice. You need this man. You see the man. You pick the man up. There's nothing wrong with picking him up.
Yes.
It's not as if he was maltreated. You know, I don't think that the allegation is being made that he was maltreated.
No, but I think the question has to do with the way, on his way. Okay.
He was immediately taken away.
Let me ask, because I also heard Mr. Bankwa Setre of the MPP this evening on the CNR even make reference to the dark days, and I urged President Mahama to intervene because he felt like there's too much, the thing was shrouded in too much mystery, and why is the man being held, and all of those things. I just wanted to...
So it's simply because we have decided to politicize this thing. Maybe because it's a politician. These are things which happen to Ghanaians on a daily basis.
So this is normal?
It's normal practice.
Let me ask Mr. Kwebu if he thinks it's normal. Mr. Kwebu, I believe you're still on the line. And have you been following the Wontumi matter? My colleague in the studio is saying that it's because of the politics that it has been raised the profile, that from the attempt to arrest him to his invitation by CID and his honoring it, to his being picked up by Iyoko, he doesn't see anything unusual there. Some MPP supporters have complained about all of this. Again, when you put that through your legal lens, Are the security agencies on all fours?
Well, Bernard, so my comment is based strictly on what I've seen, the kind of information I've received, right? So my first comment is that this morning, yes, I think it's this morning, I heard lawyer Pia Kubi, who is one of the lawyers for Chairman Wontumi, commending Iyoko for being very professional, extremely professional. Also, me bo mabaso and other words. That's Apia Kubio. And we all know that apart from the businessman matter, the one that the businessman brought money to parliament and Apia Kubi refused to disclose the identity of the businessman, he's generally known to be forthright. He's a straight talker. It's Apia Kubi who led the charges against Oforiata, etc. There are a number of things he's done well. It's just a businessman thing that he refused to reveal the identity. So generally, he's far better than the average politician in Ghana. He's generally trustworthy. So he came out to say he's commending Yoko for the manner in which they've dealt with this case. Okay? He was asked about access. And to be candid, maybe your producer can look for the tape. It was on NIT FM, very early in the morning. NIT FM. The journalist was Mark Jerry. NIT FM, I'm sure you know how to get it. You can pull the tape. So since then, I've been very careful because prior to that, I had heard they said they had been arrested in Gestapo style. Bernard, Honorable Dafema says we should stop using Rambo style and go for Gestapo, the Russians. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
He says we should say Gestapo style, right? So Apia Kubi, who is part of Wontumi's lawyers, has come to debunk that. So I will wait. I don't want to rush. You know, in the last few weeks, I've learned some lessons. I think the attempt at disinformation has gone up a few notches higher. So now I'm a bit hesitant. You know, for me, I'll do straight talk based on the information I have. But I've seen that increasingly, some people will put out false information early. Then people will go and say, oh, yes, I'm with them. Only to later, I'm being careful. I'm being careful. We are learning fast on this job. So me, I'm saying that even his own lawyers are commending Yoko. So when a man's own lawyer comes to commend Yoko, I would take that over somebody who is standing, let me say, he's not exactly a passerby. Yes, they are also MPP, apparatchiki or executive. But this is the lawyer. It's the lawyer who entered, and the lawyer is commending them. Bernard, then number two, you see, yesterday night, they gave bail. I'm even very happy. Bernard, if somebody is in custody and they say we've given bail at this, what do you call it? With this sum of money, it's a huge step forward, extremely huge. If you somebody is arrested, listen, around 3 p.m. or so, and then by 11 p.m. we are told that they've admitted him to bail. It's a huge step forward, right? Then at least you know that there are not going to be some, excuse me to speak Ghanaian English, no wagadre, etc. It's a huge step forward because I know in Yoko, I went to court. 48 hours is 48 hours. That's Martin Pebu number 4 versus Attorney General number 4. They could have kept him and waited maybe 1 hour to the 48th hour. Then they'll go to court and try to seek extensions. You know, Edu Buahin spent some days in Yoko cells. They could have done that. So for Mr. Raymond Acha to give bail, they announced bail, they said yesterday around 11 p.m. And he was picked up around 3 p.m. So if you deduct, so give it about 8 hours. Even if I'm wrong, maybe 10 hours. But they said it was yesterday night, not this morning.
Okay.
So it's a huge step forward. That way, when I heard it, I was excited because, you know, though I want Chairman Wontumi to be held accountable, I'm not one in favor of tricky pre-trial detention because, you know, I've gone to court on 3 occasions in the area around bail. You hear Martin Pebu number 1 versus Attorney General number 1. Martin Pebu number 2 versus Attorney General number 2. Then Martin Pebu number 4 versus Attorney General number 4. These are various aspects of bail. So me, Charlie, we need to fight for personal liberties. So Ekufu will tell you that personal liberties are priceless.
Wonderful.
So once they've announced the bail,
Yeah.
it's a good step forward. So for me, that is what I see.
Thank you. Let me take
efforts to.
Yeah, let me take a short break and come and wrap up. I will also go over to Yoko because we are still in the process of speaking to one of the lawyers for Mr. Wontumi to see what the matter, whether they've been able to secure bail. Stay with us. We are live. We'll be right back.